Welcome back to the Wedding Police. I'm still your host, Vanessa, still joined by Issy and Hannah, and we're going straight back to the looks by our top male fashion designers. Up next on our list, we have Ugo Moyer. And we're starting off with this one. This was a groom, this wedding trended, I think. Did you ever see this online?
No.
Oh, really?
I've seen this for the first time.
Are you ladies online?
I don't know how I missed it.
Okay, well, he was styled by Ugo Moyer. What do we think about this look? There's that deep sigh again. What's wrong?
Ugo, you can tell this is the quintessentially Ugo look. It's the layering, it's the choice of fabric, it's good quality fabric. You can tell that, like, right off the bat.
Okay.
I think it's just it's a finishing touches and a carriage issue. So like the outfit wasn't steamed. It's obvious. It wasn't steamed.
Okay.
And maybe also the creative, because this photo is decent, but that's not. Right? I don't know, man. It's obviously an Ugo Moyer look. It's great, a great concept. It's little details that are just not, I think it's the ironing and the steaming that's the thing that's throwing me off.
You mean on the final look?
Even on the final looks, from every, like, a steamer would have just made this clean.
Okay.
And a carriage thing, I guess, but it's a good look, a good concept, a good look, good layering, quintessential Ugo.
Yeah.
But it's just a
I don't think that's up to the stylist though, because I think if he delivers your outfit and you decide not to steam it, that's on you.
No, stylist, you have to steam it.
I'm literally at clients with the steamer.
You have to go with it. You have to steam it before photography.
Yeah,
it's very important.
Also maybe the photography, you think?
Yeah, and for me, I think what I just see is there's a client designer mismatch.
So I'm going to step in here and say I'll give grace to certain clients, because sometimes, so this guy clearly is not Nigerian, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't live here. And a lot of times, if he was, I think he got married to a Nigerian bride, and so there was the need for him to show up in a Nigerian attire. This look could easily have been pulled from the store.
Absolutely.
As opposed to I came in for a fitting, I sat with the designer, we walked through the looks, and he designed something specifically for him. I can easily tell this was Ugo Moyer because of the layering of the fabrics and whatnot, which I think he does a fantastic job at. I think you were talking about POV. He definitely understands his one, and it's obvious, you can see it. You can identify an Ugo Moyer garment when you see it. So I don't have anything negative to say about this look, just only because, yes, maybe there's a carriage issue, but then obviously he's not a Nigerian man, so I don't expect him to sort of
embody
walk the way a Nigerian Yoruba man would walk in this type of attire. So if you think of it from that angle, where I'm getting married to a Nigerian bride. I've gone online to see who are top Nigerian designers. I like this guy's stuff, and I just paid for something off the rack, off the runway, and it was shipped to me, and I got married. Then this absolutely works.
Yeah, because it's not a bad
like I said,
garment.
the steaming doesn't fall on Ugo Moyer, because he's just the designer, right? There's a stylist who would then now put this together.
I think that's where I agree with you, because I couldn't tell what it was. Maybe it's the mismatch. But again, it's not a bad garment. It's not a bad garment.
I don't think it's...
And if I really like the stuff with this as well. You notice it.
Very well.
It looks like a villain.
Very well.
It looks like a villain.
Maybe that's the thing that carried his personality.
I really like the
those
stuff.
are custom made, the stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, I really like the stuff with this look. So I mean, let's see the other looks that we have.
Isn't this like a second iteration of Ebuka?
I was
the
Ebuka look.
Honestly, I think Ebuka, I think he launched this particular style. Because once you say this look, the first thing you remember is Ebuka wearing this.
Yeah.
So this is that style.
And it's slightly innovated, isn't
different
it?
Color.
Yeah.
What do we think about this?
I love the color.
Yeah.
It's very interesting color.
I think this cobalt blue is in for the grooms now. Yeah.
And he's wearing it well. I love the color with the hat as well. Because you really can't, it's the Ebuka look, so it's not as if it's a
Is that what we're going to call it? Ebuka look? Yeah, agree?
I think that's what it's called online, Ebuka.
It's the Ebuka look?
I agree.
There you have it.
It's an interesting, the styling, it looks so clean, presentable, well tailored.
I feel like
agreed.
I feel like you agree with
and then this is an example of how the groom can be understated and still stand
make a
out.
statement. I was going to say.
This is an example
I was going
of
to say
it.
just that. You're
So because
absolutely
what's
right.
this?
You're
It's really the hat.
Yeah.
And the applique and the embroidery.
Yeah.
And a decent staff.
Yeah.
It's essentially, it's not even as wide as the other agbada, but it's, sometimes simplicity is, but again, accessorizing rather, elevates things. And I think I can't say anything bad about it. The stuff is fantastic.
Yeah.
Can't say anything bad about it.
It's a minimalist look, but it's a very strong look.
Yeah.
Color comes to play here. Texture comes to play.
Design.
The mix match with the head, the headgear as well. I like that they didn't go blue with that. They added a touch of color. I like that they didn't put beads to distract from the embroidery here. 100%. So this is pretty simple, but it's also bold statements as well. So if you're a groom, you should definitely take something down. This is one of the looks that I would say definitely would work for a lot of guys. A lot of grooms can definitely rock this look. So shout outs to Ugo Moyer for this one. Let's see if we have another look from him. Ooh, now this.
A complete look.
I think I need a minute, ladies. Is it hot? I feel like it's hot here. This is nice. This is very nice. I love this.
Very interesting look.
This is how, so if there's anything I would say about Ugo Moyer, I think he definitely redefined the agbada. How we see agbada from back in the day, where it was just like that fabric you just like have to throw on and everything. So just looking at the texture, the ashoke, the richness of it, the color combination, and then how it fits perfectly on this groom. This is absolutely fantastic. With the baggy pants as well. I absolutely love this. But I'm going to let you guys speak. So, Issy, talk to me.
I think in addition to that, you can also see that in his agbadas, he's like infused like a lot of some European culture into it in terms of the draping.
Yes.
And this looks like a Pope's thing.
It does.
It does.
Yeah,
so you can
from the back.
Especially from the back. True.
It's interesting to see a designer do something so innately African and just innovate things. And that's this is
Design
how you see a POV. This is how you see a POV.
Yeah.
Design thinking.
For the look, in terms of it's a cohesive style look.
It is.
I feel like I'll be a hater if I say this, but the purple is a bit
too purple.
That purple inside, that purple in the inner, that purple.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. Really? It's not bad. It's not. I'm just.
But it wasn't needed.
I don't know. I don't know if it was. I get it. So that when you do the thing up, there's something. I would have kept it clean and one tone. I would have. Nothing is wrong with that. But if I were responsible for the look, I'd have kept it one tone. It's also the first look I'm seeing where it's one tone, even with the shoes and the color of the shoes.
Absolutely love the shoes.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Another example of how there's embroidery on the front of the, so there's no need for beads.
Yes.
And that's just how you know when to do what. Because if there were beads, it would have been too much.
Yeah, don't do too much with this. Yeah.
So, I mean, there are basic rules for these things, the rule of threes and all of that. But for me, solid look.
A solid 10. A solid 10. For me, it was the shoes at first because I know that when people, especially stylists, when they're putting together looks, sometimes they forget the shoes.
Yeah.
And then for the grooms as well. But I love the fact that they were intentional with the sort of shoes they wanted to go with this look. It was perfect style, perfect color. And then for me, I didn't have anything against the purple. I feel like you don't even have to, throw the agbada on your shoulders. The fact that it's just peeping out somehow, when you're wearing it, just give it this balanced tone of, okay, every other thing looks a bit darker, but that purple just jumps at you. Like, this is an interesting aspect, to this outfit. And then the guy carried it well. So it's a well curated look.
I can almost guess who the stylist was. I think I know who.
I think I know who
it is. I think I know who the stylist is.
Because I saw it online and I'm like, very strong.
Very strong.
You understand your client.
I really like this. Really like this. And I feel like it was the perfect groom for this look. So execution-wise, 10-10. With the glasses, with the hat, with the shoes. Don't put
And
the
the
beads because that would just
embroidery.
distract from everything. The mixture of like textures, the colors they used here. This is 10,
10 over 10.
10, Ugo Moyer. Well done for this look. I think this is one of my favorites.
And then the stylist did well.
This
I
is
think
definitely one of
Can
my
you guess
favorite
who it
looks.
is? Do you know?
This is one of my favorite looks. I'm just going to shelf this, but this is definitely one of my favorite looks.
for sure,
Let's
for
see.
sure,
Let's
for
see what
sure.
else we have on the list. Okay, so this is another groom. Those are tassels, right?
Yeah.
At the bottom of the agbada. Okay, so this is another interesting look. I don't think I've seen much of this type of style done. But again, with the Ugo Moyer, with the layering of the agbada. what do you
High,
think
low
about this
as
one?
well.
Yeah. What do we think about this? I can't tell if it's a good one or a bad one.
I'm still taking it in.
You're still taking it in? Hannah, do you want to go
Trying
first?
to digest it as well.
It's a lot to take in, no?
It's a good look, oh. I don't know.
No, nothing comes to mind.
I think
This is the first look that has both of you gobsmacked. Like, what is going on?
so. Maybe for me, it's okay. I like the tassels, and then maybe it's the combination of the tassels and the embroidery, and then there's this other thing going on here as well on the sides. Maybe it's like a rope thing, or it's a 3D embroidery as well.
Okay.
It sort of looks like I'm saying. So maybe the person is a Muslim, and
The person is Muslim.
yeah,
Okay.
and you're trying to. It does look like to me that you're trying to.
The mat?
The mat, the artwork on
What's
the
the
mat.
inspiration behind this look?
behind the look.
Interesting.
Maybe.
That's an interesting take. Okay.
However, probably they
work,
didn't.
though?
Yeah, they didn't bring it together completely. Probably the choice of the color. I really can't tell honestly, and maybe without the beads, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what.
Yeah.
Why is
So
it-
if I can help you out here, basically something's off, but you're not sure what it is.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, but something's throwing you off for sure. Is that what it is for you as well?
Okay, let me talk through it. Then maybe I'll come through it. Okay, so technical wise, it's nice. It's innovative. You know, we have the high in the back, low in the front, but it's low in the middle, high at the sides. I like that. I like the tassels. I like the beads. I like the staff. I think it's the color.
Yeah.
I think it's the color. It's giving Omo.
It's giving what?
Nothing. I didn't.
Omo?
No.
Detergent?
Detergent.
Interesting.
I think that.
Is that the color of Omo though?
No, think about Omo back in the day. But the tassels, especially up close, I love that.
Yes.
I love in the different elements of the outfit makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Together,
It doesn't work.
It's not like it doesn't even work. It's just I don't know. I can't say anything.
I know what it is.
What is it?
It's definitely the shade of blue. I hate that color on him.
Is
Absolutely
that
hate.
teal?
I don't know what color it is.
No,
it's like a
teal.
baby blue type. Yes, baby blue. Because teal is
Slightly
dark.
greener.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
bit
so this is like a
darker.
baby blue. I absolutely hate that color. I think it's hideous, unfortunately. But that said, if this was done in a darker blue, so you remember the other blue that we're seeing, that
Cobalt.
was absolutely
Cobalt
loving.
blue.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think I'd appreciate this a lot more. Then you would see the embroidery a lot more. You would appreciate the tassels as well, because I like the inclusion of the tassels. That's interesting, right? He does have a strong sense of style. And we're seeing that come through with all the different outfits. But this one, the only thing that's throwing me off is the color. The color just does not work for a guy. It doesn't. And unfortunately, he's also not one of those guys that can just sort of wear anything
carry it.
and it works. Do you know what I'm saying? Like his one of those, it needs to be specifically tailored to him. And this just doesn't work. I don't know who would have chosen this color, but it doesn't work for me. Another thing they could have done, but even with that, I was going to say maybe use a different color for tassels and everything, but I think then that would
It would have been too jarring.
that would be a bit
Too
more
jarring.
annoying.
I think the tassels,
think
like
that
the
would be
colors
more
on the tassels
annoying.
are fine. I think it's just the fabric.
Yeah,
that
I think it's just a choice of color and
Yeah,
stuff. And then I
choice of
also
colour.
don't love the beads with this one as well.
Yeah, I don't like
the
the
beads.
beads.
It's too long.
Yeah.
I don't
Without
like the
the
color
beads.
with it.
The elements in the outfit make sense.
Yes.
If
So
you
that's
break
what
them
I'm saying.
apart.
Like there's like a design thing
I like
going
the
on.
concept of this.
Yes.
So if I wanted my husband to show up in this in a
just be different color.
Give him the exact same style, different color, different beads, and that's it. We're good to go. Do you get what I'm saying? So the style works, but the color doesn't. I think that's just what it is. Who else do we have? Let's see. Oh, okay. So we have a final groom here. This is also by Ugo Moyer. What do we think about this one? This is quite similar to one of the looks we had from Tocini that you were saying in terms of like, so in terms of style. So this is quite similar, but what do we think? Execution is slightly different. What do we think about this, Issy?
I think it's just the carriage. Nothing, I don't think there's any, I think the creative is poor. The shades are very unnecessary. Carriage.
When you say creative, just
the
so
creative,
that,
the photo. The photo. When I say the creative, I mean the photo or the
so
video.
where it's photographed.
Yeah, the
Right,
creative,
awesome.
the entire
Yeah,
creative.
okay,
I'm sorry.
I get you.
That's what I mean. Again, quintessential Ugo. You can tell it's really just the little bits, the creative, the ironing, the carriage. But I think I love the fabric, especially the difference. So it's interesting. So like 3 different fabrics were used. I like the texture on the color of the paneling and the cream. I like the beads and I like the hats. I just think it's a detailing and creative and like carriage thing, but it's still a solid look, I'd say. Decent look, I guess.
Hannah, do you agree?
I agree. I completely agree with you. But again, I just think there's necessarily no personality to it.
Personality.
There's no personality to it. I mean, Ugo Moyer, everyone knows that's his layering, that's his style. Yeah. However, I just don't think that it did anything particularly different for this particular groom. Yeah. And then maybe it's a stylist thing. The stylist then probably, put together the look, in a personalized way.
Okay, and I see he went with the fan this time around and not the staff.
Which is nice, I guess.
That's interesting.
A bit different.
Yeah. I mean, sadly, I have to agree. So again, this was kind of similar to the Tocini look where I didn't really have anything to say on it. And when I don't have anything to say, it's like I can't really tell. It's not like I don't hate it or I don't love it, but I don't know what I like about it. I don't know what I hate about it as well. Do you understand? Choice of fabric, I'm not too sold on it. I'm not really a fan of, is this nude or cream? Done at weddings. Just because I feel like Nigerian weddings, the whole point of Nigerian weddings is color. It's vibrant, it's colorful. This is an opportunity for you to play around with colors. I've never been a fan of purple, but I've seen purple work when it comes to weddings. You see a lot of blues and different shades. So when people go with something very bland, for me, you just said something, no personality. I don't see the personality. Nothing jumps at me. So this being done in a different color would have made so much sense. I would have had probably a lot more to say. But when it's done in like the cream and the texture, it's just a bit too muted. So it comes off a bit boring and bland. And I'm just like, if it's your wedding and you're the groom, you need to show up because you paid for that wedding. So I need to enjoy
for that
do you know what I'm saying? You need to enjoy your wedding. Do you know what I'm saying? And then these pictures are going to live for a lifetime. So you also need to be conscious of that. So I think this is just a charge to like Nigerian grooms and whatnot. Try and incorporate color, embrace color. If you're not sure what color works with your skin tone, work with a stylist, like you said, work with a fashion designer as well, and find something that works for you. We've seen some stronger looks, and most of the looks that we absolutely loved had a pop of color. It wasn't this. So this is not one of my favorite looks, I must admit. All right, so that said, that was a mouthful actually. But that said, we're gonna go to a quick break. We'll be right back, don't go anywhere, okay?